I'm here with Raideesha Francis, the CEO and founder of the Culinary Management Company. Hi, Raideesha.
Hey, Alicia.
So how did the Culinary Management Company come into being? Tell me all about that.
Well, thank you for asking me. The Culinary Management Company came as a result of experiences, feedback, and a lack of something that was not offered in the food industry. So I'll explain that. I started off cooking and I had a established business in the food industry, and it was catering. And then I went on to earn a degree in culinary management. I worked for some industry leaders, and I realized that the reason why the food industry has such a high attrition rate, businesses opening and closing, is because nobody really knew what to do. The focus is always the food, the plate, how great it looks, how great it tastes, the chef's resume. But nobody truly understood the business side of the food industry. So I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. The food industry and the way that it's formed now is nothing like how it was about 100 years ago. This is kind of like a fairly new industry and the formal way that it is. And I looked at small business owners and the resources that they didn't have accessible to them. So they didn't have what the corporations have. They didn't have corporate solutions, So they didn't understand about the legal systems and processes. They didn't understand about the formal way of doing things. They just knew that they had a really great product. But that was all it was that they had, was a really great product. So I was able to clearly see predictable patterns, and I was able to walk, and I'm still able to walk into a business and be able to tell if they're successful or not, just by looking at how they do things. And I kept saying, like, Lord, why doesn't somebody open up a business that addresses these things? I can clearly see what their problem is, Why doesn't somebody, establish a business that does this?
See a need, fill a need.
Yeah, it's like, so after several years, literally, of like praying about it, I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be able to establish a business like this. So what I say is that we have corporate solutions for small businesses. And the same things that major corporations would have access to, like their legal team, HR solutions, vendors, suppliers, and all those kinds of things. That is what it is. That's what the Culinary Management Company thrives. Well, that's our focus on providing these things to our clients. And so it's like kind of, I won't say leveling the playing field, but giving you
the resources
and the resources to be able to hopefully last longer than you would have if you had just done everything on your own.
Very, very nice. So it's www.culinarymanagement.co.
Now, some of the resources that we do offer, it's professional training and certification courses that are industry recognized. It's 16 of those that we offer because I was a college professor at Le Cordon Bleu. So I have a teaching background, and I go into companies, major hotels, 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels, and I provide these professional training and certification courses internationally. So yes, clients have flown me out to be able to do business for them. Other things that we offer, it's consulting and coaching and programs, professional development, like we work with you depending on what your project is. And the best part for me is that no project has been the same.
Yes.
None. So I've worked with clients who have established businesses internationally, and they needed to understand how to enter into the North American market. I've had family businesses that wanted to grow bigger and do better, and they wanted to take their products to the retail lines. It's so many different types of projects that I've worked on.
Yes.
None have been the same, but the most important thing is that we've always gotten it done.
And gotten them to success. Like taking them from where they were struggling and everything was tied in knots to actually making a profit and expanding their business. And the restaurant went from losing money to multiple streams of income.
Correct. And other things now that the Culinary Management Company has to provide to their clients is that We have a trademark and business attorney that our clients have access to. They have access to you. You want to tell them what it is that you do?
I provide hiring solutions and assessments so that they can build strong, succinct teams, as well as leadership development, so that if they are looking for managers in their restaurants, if they're looking for the right people to support their business in the right role, we will, of course, that's what my company does, is make sure that they are in the right roles. And I am a part of the Culinary Management Company now with Raideesha. So you get that support as well.
And then we also work with architectural designers, interior designers. We have our own web consultant, food scientists also. So there are different people who we provide access to for our clientele. So it's not just food. That's why we say we focus on the business side of the food industry.
I love that, because that's the only way you're going to have success. You can cook, you can be the best cook ever, but without the systems, the processes, the understanding, your restaurant is not going to succeed. And I think about, and this is kind of silly because my children watch SpongeBob, and I think about, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. Mr. Krabs would not have a successful restaurant without SpongeBob, who is an amazing chef. Apparently, he's the only one that can cook a Krabby Patty, but SpongeBob has no business experience. SpongeBob could not run a successful restaurant. So you need to have a little bit of Mr. Krabs and a little bit of SpongeBob together for a successful
business. And you know what's very important? When we cook at home, we go to the grocery store. We pay retail, right?
Yes.
But do people understand about contract negotiation for commercial things?
No.
When we look at food for home, we're just feeding our family. When we're doing it for business, it's like, okay, well, what does it take to serve this particular menu item? The skill set of the person, the purveyors, the vendors. It's so many different elements that goes into it.
Ooh,
that is not the same.
Can I just, because there was one restaurant that you worked with that they were shopping retail for, like they were going to Costco or to buy the stuff for their restaurant, right? It's like, you don't do that.
Some people go to the local meat market and fishery and Walmart, and you're not respected in the food industry amongst your peers when you're actually purchasing retail and putting food in your car, just to be honest. I mean, it sounds harsh, but I wouldn't trust your business at all to be able to purchase anything from you if you're putting things inside your car or truck to bring it to your restaurant. You have commercial companies that do that keep food in the correct temperature danger zone, and that deals with all that stuff for you. And if you're shopping around from place to place, I really don't take you seriously. And no, neither does anybody else in the food industry.
Now, okay, so you touched on something there, because if I'm a startup and I have a small restaurant, do companies like Cisco provide resources for small businesses, small restaurants?
Yes, and that's the part about being in the food industry. You have to understand also how to shop and when to shop. If you're going to the grocery store every other day, you really can't know what you're doing.
No. But that is the truth. Listen, people need to hear the truth.
Yeah, so we teach you how to move from the ones who have that kind of mindset. I mean, we all have our different stages of learning.
Yes.
So this is completely new for you. You have no commercial food experience. We would teach you the right way to go and how to approach your business and how to shop and when to shop and the types of companies that you can set up contracts with, et cetera. So it's not judging you. It's just providing and showing you a different way on how to do things if you're willing to learn it.
I love that, because you don't know what you don't know. And
what you don't know can cost you a lot.
It can cost you a lot. It can cost you a lot, because if you don't keep food at the right temperature and you bring it in and someone gets sick, that could close down your place. So it's vital that you contact Raideesha Francis at the Culinary Management Company, which is www.culinarymanagement.co.
Correct. Thank you.